Welcome back to the feature engineering module. In this video, we'll discuss about the different methods of feature engineering. We can broadly divide feature engineering into two categories: feature preprocessing and feature generation. Let me briefly define these two subcategories. Feature processing refers to changing, updating, or transforming the existing features. In this case, we're not creating any new features, but making the same features more informative. We'll talk about different feature preprocessing methods in the later part of this video. The other category is feature generation. This is where we generate new features from the existing features. But then how is feature preprocessing different from feature generation? Well, feature generation refers to creating new features from the existing data and not simply transforming the values of existing features. For example, in the Titanic dataset that we saw, we've created family size and extracted title from the name. These are examples of feature generation. Let's look at each of these categories in more detail, specific to numerical and categorical variables. Let's start with feature preprocessing. There are various methods to perform feature preprocessing, and we'll look at them one by one. The first method we look at is called feature transformation. Feature transformation, as the name suggests, is a method used to transform the features using mathematical operations. For example, for a given feature value, you can take the log of the value, square it, or take a square root, take reciprocal, and so on. But I'm sure you're wondering, why is this important? And how can we decide when to use which technique? Well, it varies from case to case. For example, look at this plot. It shows a relationship between a target variable and a feature. This shows that the relationship is non-linear. And we know that for some models like linear regression, it's good to have a linear relationship between the dependent and the independent variables. So in this case, we should transform a variable in a way such that the relationship between the target variable and the feature becomes linear. So this method is very model specific. Let's look at another case where feature transformation will help us to model better. Take this plot for instance. This represents a right skewed or positively skewed distribution. This could be due to the presence of some outliers in the data. Having a normal distribution is preferred over skewed distribution because it makes things easier. It makes it easier to model the relationships. Also, some modeling techniques perform well when we have a normal distribution of variables. So, whenever we have a skewed distribution, we can use transformations which reduce the skewness. Now note that for right skewed or positively skewed distribution, we take the square or cube root or log of variable, and you can call that the nth root as well. And for left skewed or negative skewed, we take square, cube, or exponential of variables. This is called feature transformation. Now there's one more thing you should note. If we are taking a log of the variable that has a negative value or a value of 0, it might show an error. Can you guess why? It's because the log of 0 is not defined. So instead, you can use a simple trick and take log of x plus c, where c is a constant. The objective is that the input of the log must be greater than 0. Right? Now let's go ahead and look at an implementation of feature transformation in Python. In this notebook, we'll be implementing feature transformation on the Big Mart sales data. So let's start with importing the libraries and of course loading the data set. So let's go ahead and do that. We've rigorously worked with this data set in the last modules, and I'm sure you'll be familiar with all the features by now. So here are all the columns in the data set. The continuous variables among these are the item weight, item visibility, and item MRP. I'm going to go up and I'm going to take up the item visibility variable here. You can try the same exercise with other variables. So let's go ahead and look at the distribution of the item visibility feature. So here we go. Here's the distribution plot or the histogram plot for the feature. As you can see, this is a right skewed distribution. Let's take a square root of this and check the distribution again. So we'll create another variable, item visibility square root, that will store the square root value of this variable. Here I'm using the np.sqrt function to calculate the square root value. So I'm going to go ahead and implement that and look at the distribution again. This distribution looks more symmetric. We can also see that there are a large number of values which have visibility 0 here. So we'll need to deal with them separately. Now, as you've discussed previously, we can either take the root or the log in case of a right skew distribution. So let's go ahead and use the log function now. Here's another variable we're creating called item visibility log that will store the log values for the item visibility feature. Now when I run this, I get a warning. Can you guess why that is? Here's the warning that we're getting. Well, look at the variable distribution. So let me go ahead and run this. As you can see, we have a minimum value of 0, at least one value. I'm sure there could be more. But the log of 0 is not defined. That is why we're getting an error. One way to deal with this is that we can simply add a constant to every value in the variable. Here I'm going to go ahead and add 0.1. And when we see the distribution again, look at this plot. We have mostly negative values. And the distribution is not exactly perfectly normal. This is because the values in the column are less than 1. Let's increase the scale of the values. And keep in mind that increasing the scale will not affect the distribution at all. Here I've multiplied all the values with 100. So let's go ahead and run this code. So the new range of values have changed from 0 to 0.3 to 0 to 30. I'm going to go ahead and use the log transformation again and just plot it out. This plot is a normal distribution and the values, as you can see here, are also positive. So in this video, we covered the concept behind feature transformation and addressed some issues that we might face while using the log transformation. Thank you.